Hello viewers, good news in the Gran Turismo world because we have a fairly cool update coming up in July for Gran Turismo 7. The free update in July 2024, including a brand new circuit, Eiger Nordwand. Well, this was a circuit that was featured in Gran Turismo 5 and 6, which will be making a return to the series, which is very cool. New physics, interesting. We'll take a look at that. New Michelin tyres, they look incredibly expensive. It'd be interesting to see what they do. The new wheel rims being added. 2 new tracks, which are GT Sophie compatible, Nürburgring 24 and Maggiore full circuit. And then we have 6 new cars, the M3, Ferrari 430, the Gallardo Lamborghini, new Genesis VGT car, Subaru Impreza rally car from 1998, and the RGT Rough. So overall, looking like a pretty cool update. And this will be coming to the game on July the 25th. So it's really good to see a new track being added because we haven't had one since November when they added the Lake Louise circuit. Let's take a closer look at the track, shall we? At the beginning of the footage, you can see they exit through this tunnel, which looks like it's the pit lane as it merges then with the circuit. And then we get this nice panoramic shot of the track. And this looks like the short version of the track, at least judging by this format here. If we take a look at the Wikia page, it looks like we're looking at sort of this area. That's obviously that very noticeable sort of quadruple hairpins section, which is this bit down here on the bottom right. So one thing that isn't like totally clear from this is if we get this full Eiger Nordwand, which had obviously like multiple configurations as you can see, or do we just get the one short track? So there were 4 layouts on the older versions on Gran Turismo 5 and Gran Turismo 6, but it's not totally clear exactly how many of those configurations we're going to get. Hopefully it's all 4. I was looking at this part as well. I mean, we have these... I was looking at this part of the circuit as well. We have these very angular corners, which doesn't seem to correlate to any part of the short track, which could perhaps suggest it is part of this bit instead. However, let's not forget that on Deep Forest and Trial Mountain, Polyphony did change the track layouts. So there's no guarantee that we'll get exactly the same layout of circuit. You know, they could edit it, tweak it to make it slightly different compared to the previous version. If you look at this shot again, and if I just hide myself quickly, you see on this part here, we have this long hairpin and then sort of like the buildings and the railway track, which looks like it correlates to this part of the track. I think it's the same part. And when you look at the track map, the full version, it's this bit at the top here, which suggests that there is a cut through towards this longer version, which goes through there, which I'm guessing would be this bit here where these bollards are across the railway track. Be really interesting to see if that is the full version going across there. I suppose time will tell. Anyway, moving forward with the trailer, new physics. Very interesting to see this because we haven't really had a physics change in a long time. I think it was about March 2023 where we had a significant overhaul. And interestingly, for this little clip with new physics, they show the Subaru Impreza rally car, which is added in this update. So I think the main stipulation here could be that the new physics might relate to dirt or snow or just rally cars, and maybe not just the entire game. So we have to see on that. I mean, if we skip forward to this bit here quickly, GT Sophie compatible circuits, Nürburgring 24 and Lago Maggiore full circuit. I would imagine that if they changed the physics of the entire game, they would have to change all of the Sophie as well, because that would change the way that Sophie works. So perhaps it doesn't relate to tarmac circuits, the physics change, but this is me completely speculating at this point. We then get to Michelin tyres, new Michelin tyres added to the game, and we get this little screenshot here within the tuning garage. We have Comfort, hard, medium, soft, Sports, hard, medium, soft, and then it looks like, if we progress a bit further on, you get Racing, medium, hard and soft, you'd presume. Now the thing you might notice is the price is incredibly high. Even the Comfort hard tyres are like 130,000. That's compared to like Racing softs are usually about 38,000 in the game. So it's like 3 or 4 times more than that. In fact, well, I'm wrong there, because if you look at this, Racing medium Michelin tyres, 2.8 million credits. That is unbelievable. I mean, these things must be pretty darn good if they're going to cost that much. That's more than most of the cars in the game. That does incidentally increase the performance rating of this car by like 40 points nearly. So it'd be very interesting to see how these racing mediums compare to the racing mediums that are already in the game. Then we get some new wheels added, as you can see here on the BMW M3, which has just been added. And then it flicks through. I mean, look, some of these options are very expensive. 1 million credits, as you can see. And it's shown on a couple of the different cars that are just been added. We touched upon this. 2 new tracks added. Nürburgring 24, so one of the longest tracks in the game. Pretty much the longest track in the game. And then we get to the 6 new vehicles. Quite a good range of road cars here. Pretty happy with these. You know, so many of us would love to see more race cars, obviously, but I think this is a good handful of cars here. Super Impreza, you know, an iconic car. Really good to see that. Rough returning as well. This is their, I think, second car now within the game. I think this is a very cool addition. The BMW M3 from 1997. That's also an iconic road car. Ferrari F430, again, a very nice car to be added. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure many of us would love to see the 296 or even the 296 GT3 or even the new hypercar from Ferrari, but at the moment that's not going to be the case. Towards the end of the trailer we get a couple of different shots here of an Eiger Nordwand once again. We've got this section on the right hand side. I was wondering exactly where that was. It looks like it correlates to this part of the track that we saw earlier in the trailer. And then once again, if I remove myself, on the left hand side here you've got this section, looks like one of the hairpins of the quadruple section. So we're looking at this bit up here, and then maybe this hairpin is the bit in the distance. And you've got this shot of the Lamborghini going into the hairpins. So it looks like the sort of the supported bridge section of one of the hairpins is what we've seen in other shots. Then there's this part here as well, where you have this long left-hander into a very sort of sweeping fast right, which my guess would be this bit down here, the bottom part of the track. And then we get to the end of the trailer. It's been quite a while since we had a circuit added. So it's really good to see Eiger Nordwand. I'd never played Gran Turismo 5 or 6, so it'll be completely new for me. But I think a lot of you guys who played 5 and 6 will look forward to this one returning. And of course, it's the first track we've had since November, when they added the Spec 2 update. We got Lake Louise. That's a good sort of 7, 8, 9 months ago now. And therefore, it's very welcome to see another track, especially as it's a tarmac circuit as well. When this update comes out on the 25th of July, I think we're going to have to do a bit of testing. The physics, see exactly what has changed, what hasn't changed. And then the Michelin tyres. Is that just for show? Or do those 2.8 million credit tyres actually make a difference? It'll be very intriguing to work that out. So when this update drops on the 25th of July, I'll be doing some live streams and some videos to cover exactly what changes. And to do some races on Eiger Nordwand. That'll be very fun. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.